Hi, Jamie. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I had a pretty good day. I actually did.
Well, good. That's great. Uh-oh. Sounds like the doorbell's ringing.
No, that's my grandfather clock.
Oh, okay. Okay. So what
Yeah.
happened today to make it a good day?
Well, I had a town hall meeting there with my congressman, and I got to ask the question and make the statement, about investigating the inefficiency of the EEOC and to ask for her support for transgender in passports and in the military.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it was a room full of people, and I got quite a round of applause.
Huh. Well, good. My goodness. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah, that would be a good
I
day.
wasn't afraid. I mean, I stood up there, and said who I was, where I lived, and I
Uh-huh.
basically told on my employer for being such an ass to me, and you know, it all went down.
Okay.
And another thing too, they called me up today after I had found out by accident, when I had resigned. They owed me PTO that they didn't want to end up paying. They paid part of it, but they, were trying to withhold like 21.6 hours. So I turned in a complaint to the state, you know, and I found out the other day that, that they made like a partial payment on there. And today they made like the last installment of what they owed me. The state called me up there and said, talk to the human resource manager. And they said that they paid. Did they? You know, And I said, well, as a matter of fact, they did, you know. And I talked with a congressman too, because what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get a hold of Social Security and say, look, the money that they just gave me right here was money that I earned before I retired.
Hmm.
It's not my fault it took them so damn long to do this. I reported everything that I had up to date when I started my benefits. At that time, I was over the limit. They
Uh-huh.
took a month's worth of benefits from me, to begin with, because I went in January. If it wouldn't have been over the limit, I could have got the back pay back to January. But as it was, they took 1 month away and they started my benefit like in February.
Huh.
And we're talking about like the neighborhood of 720 some dollars, what they gave me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's going to be a red flag to them, but I got the congressman's office there that's going to work with me too to tell them, that that's not something that they should hold against me because, it should have been paid while I was working. I
Yeah.
resigned my job on May 5th,
Huh.
and to just get the money right now after all these months, you
Wow.
know, it's not my fault. I didn't go out and get a job. I would if they would let me, but I mean, I know that it would, go against me.
Hmm.
And even if I get the city council job, I mean, it's not much pay, but I mean, even the $10 or whatever it is a meeting, that's going to be money that's at least until like January 1st. If I get elected in November and take office like November or December, there's going to be a little bit of money there that's earned, but that's going
Hmm.
to be the extent of it. I may get a part-time job next year, because I get like I want to say it was $23,400,
Yeah.
but
Okay. Okay.
because I am 65, when I get to be 67, then it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's only because my employer, didn't want to treat me good that I retired early. So,
Huh. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a shame people do that.
oh, it is. But I would have loved to have seen the face, of human resource manager that, that's the first time that the state or anybody's stood up for me, and I'm sure that they didn't like the fact, that the state told them to pay up
Hmm.
because they didn't want to.
Wow. Mm. Jeez. Well, that's a good day for you then. Everything sounded
Yeah.
like it came together for you. That's
Yes.
good.
How was your day?
Well, I just got back in. I mean, right before I turned the camera on. I walked in the door, put food in the oven, said that supper's going to be late, and then take about an hour for it to cook,
Yeah.
to bake, and then yeah. So here we are. I think I got it turned on at about 2 minutes till, 3 minutes till, or something like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's cutting it close.
Yeah.
But it's been a good day, though.
Oh, good.
That's been good. I mean, I've been all over the place again today, and you know, out saying hi and all that kind of stuff.
I'll tell you, I wished it wasn't so crowded and congested. This weekend they're starting a Coast Guard festival in Grand Haven.
Oh
Yeah, I
wow!
mean it's a big to do over there. I'd like to be able to go on some of those Coast Guard ships that are over there because they got a couple of them over there that they're letting everybody tour through.
Hmm. That would be interesting, actually. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
How far away is that?
it's about 15 or 16 miles to Lake Michigan.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I live
Well,
far enough away there that my taxes are a lot cheaper. If I lived on the lake shore, I'd be paying a whole lot more for lakefront property.
oh wow. Got to have a way. Got to have a reason to keep your taxes up.
Well, they do the schools.
Right. Oh my goodness. So I went to a little town called Kermit this evening, and
Kermit the Frog.
well, it's named for Kermit Roosevelt.
Okay.
Yeah. So, um,
No,
and
no, no, no. Who was that? That name don't ring a bell with me.
Kermit Roosevelt,
Yeah.
Theodore Roosevelt's son.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why
Well, yeah,
they
I mean,
picked.
I recognize Roosevelt, but I don't think I ever heard the family's name.
Yeah, no, it's. I don't even know why they would have picked Kermit Roosevelt as a namesake for their town, but Kermit it is.
Uh,
There is a Hamlin, West Virginia, too. That's just Kermit, West Virginia, and a Hamlin, West Virginia. And wasn't Hamlin the Lincoln's VP?
okay. Huh.
But yeah, so I went down. I had an address where I was supposed to go, but I got down there and there are no numbers on any of the homes on that street.
Oh boy. And does your Google Earth give it addresses? I know there's some of those apps that will actually give the numbers on there.
Well, they have it's a 911 system that's set up to locate the house, but I'm
Uh-huh.
sure that probably works just for EMS.
Okay.
but but there's no way to tell when you get there. I knocked on one door and that person said, "Well, it's just 25, but maybe 165 is over there somewhere back around the back by the river."
Oh, oh
And they all go,
they don't even really know, do they?
"No, they didn't know. They did not know." And
Uh,
my goodness, got around back to back where they said it could be, and it turns out that those houses were flooded in the recent spring floods.
so they were gone, huh?
So no one there,
Yeah.
and no numbers on any of them. And so I'm driving around back in there trying to figure out, knock on doors and go, "Do you know this person?" Show them the name and ask the address, and they said, "No, well, that street's right over there." I'm
Yeah.
going, "Yeah, I know. I was just all over that street."
Well, see now when you're all done with all this stuff, you'll know the whole area in and out. You can write your Google reports and write your map. You know,
Exactly.
editorials and you know.
Right. Right. Exactly. Google's pretty good, though. I like using Google a lot. It's really strange too, though, because when I went down to Grand Cayman 5 years ago, I guess it was more than 5 years now, and I had no service down there unless I was in at the Airbnb with the Wi-Fi,
Uh-huh.
but I couldn't call anyone. The phone wouldn't work. There was nothing on, no service whatsoever. But when I got back into the States, sometime in the middle of the year, I get a report from Google that says, "Oh, would you like to see your travel, what you did, where you were this past 6 months or so?" I looked at that thing and it had me at every spot where I was located on the
Huh.
island.
But they want you to do a review of the whole island then, or
No, it's just that they asked me if I wanted to see where I'd been, and
oh
so I pulled up the island, Grand Cayman, and I literally did drive. I rented a car and drove all over the island,
yeah.
and Google Maps had me all charted out. That's where I went. I mean, they've got it all. So
Well,
I'd go to the east end of the island to watch the sun rise, and go to the west end of the island to watch the sun set, and
yeah. I'll tell you, I mean, it was really different going down here to St. Thomas, with the American cars driving on the opposite side of the road. And
that's the way it
had
is in Rincon.
one of my buddies there, rented the car, and he actually backed up into these cement or stone walls. I mean, every place on that island, just stone wall, stone wall, stone wall.
St. Thomas. I've never been there.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's about the same temperature if you go in February or June. I went there both times, and it wasn't any different temperature wise. And then St. John's, I mean, that's a national park. That's really nice.
Huh. No, haven't been there either. I do want to go down to St. Kitts and Nevis, though. That's
Yeah.
one of my bucket list islands to go to in the Caribbean, and that's where Alexander Hamilton was born. He lived the first 17 years of his life on Nevis.
I'd like to go to Belize. They speak English down there.
And they take dollars.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, yeah. And there's a lot of expats there, so
Yeah, that's okay with me. I mean,
yeah.
I went to Australia, and I mean, I liked it there. I mean,
I've never
I had
been there.
somebody come up to me, and once they found out that we were American, yeah, oh, let me take you out and buy a beer. I remember what you guys did during World War II. Didn't know us from Jack, and bought around for everybody. And I mean, they're just very hospitable people. They're very nice to us.
Yeah, yeah. Never been there either. I'd love to go.
I actually rented a car there myself, so I could go on the opposite side of the road, opposite side of the car. That was fun. I liked that.
Yeah, that's the way it was down in Grand Cayman.
Yeah.
It was opposite side. Everything was on the opposite side. I mean, everything. It took me all of 30 minutes to figure out how to drive on the other side.
Oh, it's
And
fun too, even crossing the street because you always look left, right, and over there they can pace you when you do it the American way.
And the roundabouts go the opposite direction.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. That'd be a trip.
The roundabouts, you're going, wait a minute now, this is counterintuitive.
Lefty loosey, righty tighty, huh?
Yeah, I got honked at a few times.
Any salutes?
No, I didn't get the one finger salute either.
Yeah.
I chose to stay out. I don't like the touristy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not into that. I like the beaches and the water and the sun and scuba diving, but I want to go see the people who live and work there.
Right.
So I rented an Airbnb that was. You say it's out in the country. I'm gonna say it's out in the country, but it's away from it's in the middle of the island. It's away from all the tourists, right?
Yeah.
And it's where the people live who actually take care of everything on the island, So I had fun doing that. It was right across the street from a little old store, community store. It looked like something you could find in one of the hollers around here, So that was fun to me. That was fun and entertaining and culturally appropriate for me because I liked finding the people and finding what it is that they like,
Yeah. Well, I know I enjoyed having conch fritters. I mean, a conch is like a big snail. That's real popular down here to have those all fried up and to have it into a fritter. And
oh wow.
So
is it anything like a pasty?
No, I mean this is like it's deep fried, but I mean
Oh, okay.
it's good. I mean you don't really stop and think about it. You know, any place I've ever been in the water, I've never seen a shark in the water, but I have seen the barracudas down there in St. Thomas. There was quite a few of them. They
Hmm.
tell you down there don't wear any jewelry because you'll be like a fish bait, you know, like with a fishing lure, you know, and they look
Fascinating.
just like pike, except their teeth are just a little bit more meaner than the pikes. They're bigger too.
Oh, wow. Well, I never thought about that. That makes sense, though, that you wouldn't want to wear jewelry in a place like that, going swimming or
Right.
whatever.
Something shiny, you know, they're gonna go after it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow. They did not tell me that when we went scuba diving in Grand Cayman.
Oh, I got some food over there. Huh? Just take a
Wow.
bite of
Well, yeah. Yeah, I wonder why they're following me around.
that. Yeah. As long as it's not a great white, you know, and chew your
Yeah,
head off,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
take a little nibble out of you, but you know, leave something there for you.
yeah, yeah. I hear punching in the nose actually works.
Well, I haven't, like I said, I haven't got close enough to a shark to.
I don't want to.
Uh, I tell you what, one thing that looks frightening, you know, but they're gentle. Sturgeon.
Hmm,
We got lots of sturgeon, you know, here in Michigan, but
hmm.
you know, it's not until they're about 10 years old that they even start spawning. You get fish that are like over 100 years old. They
Oh,
live for
wow.
a long time.
Wow.
So usually when you catch one, it's like a catch and release. There's very few times where they'll issue a license that you can actually keep it.
Huh. Oh, wow. Didn't know that.
They say basically they're living dinosaurs.
Yeah. We need to figure out how they live so long so we can borrow the genes.
They live in the cold water. Do you want to live here? Oh
Yeah, no, I'll pass.
boy. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Anything been going on in the news today? Because I haven't seen or heard.
I haven't really seen a whole lot. You know, I know that they're still, you know, trying to, you know, make a big deal about, you know, the Epstein report. But, you know, other than that, I really haven't heard a whole lot. I was kind of
Yeah.
disappointed, though, at the town hall meeting that there was so much emphasis on, you know, taking care of, you know, the illegals, not just the people living here, you know, legally, but, you know, to make sure that, you know, they're dealt with and taken care of and everything else. And
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, there's been so many people that have come here before in the past that have done it the legal way. I don't really have too much sympathy, especially when they were basically invited over. A lot of them even flown in on our dime, given free $1,000 vouchers like the debit cards, phones,
Hmm.
you know, and you know, I don't get that. You know, I mean, we had such a hard time keeping people, you know, from crossing the border, and then we're actually flying people in from Venezuela and these places, you know, that we're trying to send them back to now. And then you got people, oh, you can't do that. You know, the guy's got a kid, you know,
Yeah.
you got to send him back to Maryland.
Oh, yeah. 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 Well, Reagan had a similar situation, except they actually encouraged um, people to come across the border because they needed labor.
Well, I understand, you know, the Cubans. The Cubans are legitimately refugees. You know what I mean? They got a whole different take on everything. You'd
Yeah.
be surprised how racist, you know, the Hispanic countries are down there. I mean, one country really hates the other. You know, El Salvador, Puerto Rico, Cuba. They do. They all hate each other.
They fought wars before against each other. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, everybody thinks it's a white thing, but you know, it really isn't.
No, it's not. It's not. All you have to do is go look over there at Cambodia and Thailand. They're trying to go after it again.
Oh yeah, you know, got China and Taiwan. You know,
Yeah.
I'm really surprised. You know, in the last 4 years that that hadn't been, tried to be taken over.
Yeah.
Putin got away with the Ukraine, all this stuff going on over there. I was just waiting for China to chime in and say, well, if they got away with it, we can too.
Yeah. 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 I've got some pretty strong opinions about that one. I don't trust Putin worth crap.
No, I don't either. But I guess it's how far do you want to get involved with it? I mean,
Yeah. Well, I kind of look at it, Jamie, from a historical perspective, and that's the place where a lot of conflict has arisen historically, from right in that region of the world, the Cossacks and all that. All those regions in there have just been a powder.
The whole Middle East, those guys can't get together. I mean,
yeah,
it was kind of interesting when I went to Yugoslavia in 1979. Everybody got along pretty well together. You had the communists telling everybody, you're going to live together. And at least cautiously they did. And then basically the Berlin Wall came down, and then
right.
Basically that part of the world, all the communists and everything just kind of fell.
Let's see, who was you said you went to Yugoslavia?
Yeah.
Was that Tito?
I don't remember who was the ruler back then, but yeah, we went, in the Mediterranean, we went to split Yugoslavia. When I went in 79, went all over Italy and then Yugoslavia, France, and then Spain.
Did you go into Naples, Italy?
Yeah.
Oh God, I did too in the late 70s, and it was like that was the most disgustingly stinky place I'd ever been.
It's a dumpy place. It is. I mean, you got graffiti and garbage all over, and
the bay stunk. The water was horrible.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing until you've been to Singapore. It's like crude oil black. In one street, you got the most modern city in the world. 2 blocks over, you got open sewers. I mean, it's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. They have to kind of put a face on one side so they can say, "Come on down this street here. You can see how modern we are."
Yeah, what I mean.
It's like it. The thing that comes to mind is it's like, oh, come on down this street right here, the main street in San Francisco. We got it cleaned up and all that. It looks so good. Come on in, Mr. Z.
Yeah, right. Well, I know everybody was talking about the different neighborhoods. You talk about California there, where you got the big shots live in one neighborhood, and then they work in another neighborhood, and in between you got the homeless people. In between you got the lawmakers that just turn their head and don't see all this stuff going on, and
right.
They try to say that they're taking care of people, but really they're not.
Well, I'll give you an example right here in Williamson, West Virginia. Well, I mean about 7 miles from me.
Yeah.
Across the river. So the power players in the city a number of years back built themselves really big, nice homes up on top of the mountain near the airport.
Yeah.
You can go up to the airport one way and you swing around and go up to all the people who were the big time lawyers and judges and everybody. They were all living up on top of the hill.
Right.
And the road that went from the airport down to the center of town went through projects.
Yeah.
And it was always run down through there. I mean, just always. Roads were bad and everything. And they were bad when I got back here in December of 23.
Uh-huh.
But it didn't take them long to dig all of that up and repave the entire road from one end, from 2nd Avenue and Williamson all the way up the mountain to the top. Those homes in the airport up there. And then you've got all the streets in the town that need repair. I mean, there are streets that will swallow your car.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's crazy, but they needed to take care of that street. But there's another reason for it too, though. There is an EMS office up there on top of the hill, Emergency Management Services up by the airport.
Yeah.
But that's just the civilians who go up there and make sure the ambulances and the police and the fire get sent to the right place.
Right.
But it is definitely the best road in the city, probably not the county, but basically what I'm saying is that's where they all live, is up on top of that mountain, and everybody, they get to look over everybody else down below.
Yeah. I have a Navy buddy there that he lived in Martinsburg. So I mean, I've been around, the Martinsburg, West Virginia, and I've done a
Mhm.
lot of driving, just around like west of there, and some of these twisting, turning roads. You have these almost like raging rivers there, and you got people that live on the other side. You just got a rope bridge going across there. You park on the very side of the road, and you take that rope bridge across. And
Oh
I,
yeah.
I just can't believe that anybody would live like that. I mean, one slip and you're gone.
Well, I've had family who lived across a rope bridge.
Yeah,
It was a creek, but it was still a good rain. It was definitely raging. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean that's swinging. We had a swinging bridge here once. They
Oh,
took it down. Kept getting flooded.
yeah. Was it up high enough?
no, no, it wasn't up high enough. It needed to be a lot higher. But that bridge was there for a century, probably. I would say.
Well, I seen some of the pictures, where my grandma grew up. I mean, it was just basically a one room, a shack, up in the hills, and
Yeah,
my
yeah.
mom was telling me when we went up to visit them there that it was like a 45-minute hike from where you had to park to go up to the house. That's
I can believe it. I can believe it. And the stories they will tell you that they had to walk uphill both ways getting to school.
yeah, that could have been. I mean, the funny thing is when you go down there, to me, everything's nice and flat, and everybody will tell you, yeah, well, this area is like on a plateau, but you got mountains that you can see around you, but you're up there, when you go anywhere that you go down.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure if all the land got leveled down or if that's just naturally the way that the area is. I know that my great grandpa was a limestone miner, and
Hmm.
for somebody that did some mining, he lived for quite a few years.
Hmm.
You wouldn't think so, but
Hmm.
yeah, he lived pretty long for a miner.
Wow. Is that you're talking about down in Tennessee?
Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
down there in like Sherwood, Franklin County, West
Yeah.
Virginia, or not West Tennessee.
Yeah. Okay. That's some pretty land down through there, pretty country.
Yeah,
A lot of good people down in there.
yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
I like Chattanooga. Go on that incline and go up to Lookout.
what'd you think about that? Did you like that?
I did. Yeah, I think that's kind of fascinating. You got the big, huge rivers right here. We got the big, huge lakes. But you
Right.
got these big rivers and the big bridges that go across them. And I mean, it's very scenic.
Yeah. Yeah. You take that incline up to the top of the hill. Did
Yep.
you go down to the Ruby Falls?
I didn't make it down to Ruby Falls. I went to quite a few places around Chattanooga.
Hmm.
Yeah, I kind of did things that was nice outside. The mimosas down there, I love those. I wish those would live around here.
Yeah. There's a Rock City. That's something the name. Rock City is up there on top of that hill too.
Yeah, yeah,
I love going through all of that because I love that kind of thing. If you go to places like,
I've been to Mammoth Cave, a couple
oh,
of
you've been
times.
to, oh, that's a beautiful place too.
Yeah,
Shocking, actually.
oh yeah. I went to some caves when I went to Italy, and then I've been to I went to Rome. That was very interesting. I would love to be able to spend about a week in D.C. to go see all the buildings and stuff.
In DC.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Well, we can do that. We ought to go up there one time. Just hang out in DC.
yeah. That sounds like a winner.
Yeah, I have to be worked out around all of my obligations here.
You can be on the spot reporter, and
Oh yeah, yeah. Now I've stood in front of Heritage Foundation's building.
Yeah.
Been there. I actually walked in,
Oh,
and back when my grandma and grandpa were going to school, they had to walk 10 miles to the nearest school. Lots of hills. Then the last 4 miles, which were very slick when it rained or snowed. Yeah, but you're talking about down in Alabama, down there, Junia, or somewhere else. So while she's responding, it's geez, there's a lot of. I was trying to think of the name of the place down there, Middlesboro, Kentucky. That's the Cumberland Gap.
yeah.
Cumberland Gap, that's beautiful too. But Middlesboro, Kentucky, which is right near there,
Yeah.
the city below it. Um, so it's actually an impact crater
Huh.
because it's you can see it from space. You can see the outline of the impact.
Big round, huh?
Yeah, big round in that part of Kentucky, and on one side you got Harrogate, Tennessee. You go through the tunnel. There's a big long tunnel now. You go through there, and you end up in Harrogate, Tennessee, or over in Middlesboro, Kentucky. You can go up on top of the mountain to Cumberland Gap and see a bunch of things from up there. Lots of states from up there on top of that.
Well, I like
And
going up there. My friend I told you there that was from Martinsburg.
yeah,
He's actually married now. He lives in Smithtown, Maryland, which is not too far from Camp David. If you go up
oh
there on that, in that area, you get a fantastic view. They
yeah.
say when somebody comes to in that area there, you got radio silence. They said they jam all the cell phones and nobody can use their phones. And
Oh wow. Hmm. Sounds
didn't
like
get
a lot.
it didn't get too close to Camp David, but everything's you know you got your areas you got to stay out of. But I mean, it's a nice, beautiful view once you get up there, look west.
Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. That kind of thing's always fascinating. And Jenny is talking about Alabama there. So whenever she talked about her grandpa and grandma walking to school,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So my mother, um, when she was a young kid, it was World War II was going on, and she was a baby during that period of time. But her her parents moved them from Martin County, Kentucky, in a sled, wooden sled, through the winter snow, pulled by horses over the hill down to the other side to move.
Huh.
And I've been to where they moved to, but I haven't been able to find where they moved from yet. This little community doesn't exist because coal mines went through there and just tore it all up. Red Hill School, now Red Hill Church, a one room school, according to my grandmother. Yeah. Yep.
Huh. Yeah, I thought that was neat. When you had your sister on, was it yesterday or the day before, and just chat with them. I don't know what they think of. I guess the technology and everything like that because but I
Yeah. You're talking about Irma, right? The one who
yeah
is
yeah
disabled. Yeah.
yeah
She knows a lot of what's going on, and is very much aware and of a lot of things. And but she's very focused on watching things like she likes Three's Company.
okay.
She likes SVU, some of the SVU shows. Um, let's see, but obviously she loves cartoons, Tom and Jerry,
Oh yeah.
and anything to do with Yellowstone. But yeah, so I'll go in and ask whenever I leave and go out. I'll go in and ask her. I say, "Sir, Irma, do you want something down the road? I'm going down the road," and you can. It's interpretive, and sometimes it takes a minute to get exactly what she's saying, but sometimes you can get it, and it's like uh, hamburger Happy Meal, but you have to slow it down a whole lot to get it. and other times she'll go hot and spicy, and that meant a McDonald's hot and spicy sandwich.
Okay.
She knows what she wants, and she knows what she doesn't like too.
Okay.
I've tried to fix some foods that mom wouldn't ordinarily fix because mom's been taking care of her all of her life.
Right.
I'm trying to introduce the Irma and mom to some other types of foods and things, and I fixed some. What was this? It was a Cajun meal, but it had shrimp in it,
Oh, okay.
and I didn't tell them that the shrimp was in there.
Yeah.
Because anytime I mention shrimp to them, they'll go, "No, I don't want that."
Oh yeah. A lot
And
of times you just got to serve it and then tell them what it is. Then you just ask them if they like it. If they like it, then you tell them.
right, yeah, right, exactly, and that's what I did with Irma. Is I said, "Hey, yeah, so you like that shrimp, huh? Eat all of it." Mom, on the other hand, she knew what it was, so
Yeah.
she didn't eat it at all.
Well, for,
But
for
no,
me, it's always been kind of strange. I mean, I love the smell of liver and onions cooking. I hate the taste. I can't even keep it down when I eat it, but I love the smell of it cooking.
I don't. Grew up on that stuff. It's like
Well,
liver
yeah,
and
like I said,
onions.
I know what it tastes like. I don't like it to eat it, but the smell is very appealing to me.
Yeah, yeah. Try some vegetable egg rolls. Yeah, those are good too. I like the vegetable egg rolls, Junior. Um, love it. But getting mom and my sister to eat that is like they know what they're getting their hands on. And they won't try it.
Yeah.
So that's fine, though. I mean, I have to figure out a way to make sure everybody gets fed and I try to give them some variety. But yeah, it's a challenge at times. It's a challenge.
You do up the desserts too, like the cakes, the pies, and all that stuff.
Yeah, I do that. I fixed up. I introduced them to peanut butter pie,
Okay.
and they fell in love with that. They loved it. And mom had always refused to eat a key lime pie.
Huh.
So I finally said, "Mom, why don't you just take a bite of that and try it, see what you think?" And she did, and then she couldn't stop eating that.
Well, yeah, it's hard to say no to anything that's sweet. There's very little sweet that I don't like.
Yeah, yeah, that's yeah, yeah. The only way I can stop eating something if I eat too much of that divinity Christmas candy divinity.
Yeah.
Oh, you get one little bit of that, and you've got enough sugar to last for I don't know, 2 or 3 months at least.
Oh yeah.
And baklava does the same thing.
Oh, I love that too. Yep.
Oh, I do
I
too.
love Greek food.
Me too. Oh, it's just fascinating. It's good. I do have food in the oven, and let me see. It's probably got about 20 minutes to go, but it's stuffed peppers,
Oh yeah, yeah, I like
and
that.
those are delicious too. And they actually like that. Now, when I told them initially the first time I introduced them to that, they were very reluctant.
Uh,
But after I kind of persuaded them to get a couple of bites and try it, they like that too. But it's just a matter of what they've grown accustomed to all these years.
oh
Mom's
yeah,
86, and
right,
my sister is 56,
right.
and she's one of three sisters and the youngest of all of us. I'm the oldest, and she's the youngest. She's exactly 10 years younger than me.
Yeah,
So,
my mom is 84. My dad passed away a couple of years ago, but
uh,
she's doing pretty well, for as old as she is. She stays active, So
mhm. Does she live there where you do?
no, she lives where I grew up, about 2 hours east of me.
Okay, okay.
But my sister lives a couple miles from her, and then I got another sister that lives maybe about an hour or so from her. So the one that lives close does a lot for her. She she has to go into like a location to work 3 times a week, but the other
Hmm.
two, she'll do stuff on the computer. She might go there for you know, the afternoon and spend an hour or so there cutting the lawn or something for my mom, and got a
Yeah.
big zero turn, lawnmower, so the acre doesn't take that long to, go through it and
Yeah.
keep that all cut for
That's good. That's good. Somebody's close to her there.
her.
We got we've got a friend out in California who I don't know if you would remember them engaging with us very much or not, but um, Christine Hochberg was in L.A. and
Yeah,
her,
I
but
think
her
I know
mom
that.
lived. Yeah, her mom lived out in the desert somewhere, but she's in her 90s, so Christine had to pack up and move to go out there, make sure she's taken care of too. So that's a lot of recent changes for a lot of people apparently, but got to do what you have to do, take care of family.
I've kind of separated myself from a lot of the people that was in that group because some of them got pretty radical.
That can happen. That's part of the whole thing, I suppose. And you're right. I've seen an awful lot of extremist right-handed people.
I wouldn't say necessarily but
I said right-handed.
well, right.
At one time that they would put people in a mental health institution because they were left-handed.
Yeah, I've heard lots of people there going to school and say, you're going to use your right hand, and if you don't, I'm going to take the ruler and I'm going to slap it. That sort of thing going on. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just fascinating to me watch some of these people write with their left hand. The way they contort themselves, to write.
yeah,
To
yeah.
me,
It
it just
seems
seems
like
like
it's
a
simple.
convenience.
Yeah, yeah. You know what they were telling them though? You can't write with your left hand because Jesus sits on the right hand of God.
Okay,
That's
I
the
hadn't heard that
rationale.
one,
That was the rationale.
but
But no, back to your original point because I did deflect from that one. There, I will always say this: there are radicals everywhere,
yeah,
and all sides of ideologies, political ideologies, religious ideologies, you name it. There's going to be radicals all over the place around that on the left, right, middle, and everywhere. They're always going to be there.
right,
But the thing that makes, and this is a lesson I learned a long time ago. Actually, it's something I've always done, I suppose, is that you've got to be able to entertain the possibility that one, um, you don't know it all, or I don't. I know I don't know it all, and that another perspective will give you a different way of seeing things. But you don't have to accept and take into yourself and believe everything that somebody else might be saying, but you do have to be at least give them the opportunity to be heard in these spaces. That's one of the biggest things that I've been a proponent of is making sure we have ideological diversity. I've
yeah,
pushed it and pushed. I can't. For me, it's like you can't create a sustainable organization of any type if it is insular, if
right.
it's completely blocked in, and so much so that it can't hear other voices who may have a different way of seeing things or believe differently. And I mean,
Well,
that's
yeah,
just
I
me,
agree.
though.
I mean, no two people are alike, and there is no perfect person. I mean, there's nobody that you know that you could say, that's who you want to model yourself as, because there isn't anybody that's the perfect person.
Right, right, exactly right. And I remember this stuff, this way of thinking for me has been from early high school years. I've always thought like that. Whenever I went into the military and then I became the battalion commander for a school up in Rhode Island, there was always this competitiveness and kind of roughness between one school that I was part of and the other school that was next to us.
Yeah.
And I deliberately sought efforts to bring them into a conversation, keeping the competitive spirit because that actually helps, but at the same time, establishing a dialogue where we could talk to each other and not be accusatory all the time.
Yeah.
And then, whenever I was in Missouri, I helped create that a human relations council there that had been on the books since '74, but had never been created, never been seated
Yeah.
as official body in the city. And so they gave me the responsibility of creating this thing, as creating the task force to see if we could do it. Because every time it come up in the town, people were refusing to do it, and they voted it down. Decade after decade, it got voted down. But we got it forward, and they said, "Okay, Cassandra, you can go ahead and find people in the community you would like to have on this council, a human relations council."
Oh,
And so I started looking around. I got people to come in. I got the first thing I did was I went to the Islamic Center in the town
uh-huh.
and asked the imam. I said, "Would you like to be on the Human Relations Commission?" And he was excited about doing that.
Okay.
Then I went to the local Baptist preacher and Catholic preacher and different people in the community from all kinds of persuasions, including Republican and Democrat sides.
Right.
And I brought them in and I said, "I want you all to be part of this effort to create this Human Relations Council." So when I presented that platform of people to the city council, the mayor looked at me and said, why would you want to do that? I mean, why would you want to bring all these people in who don't agree with you on everything? And I said, "That's why." That's
Right. I mean, it's a different perspective. Somebody says something, geez, I hadn't thought about that. Maybe you're right. I mean,
But see, it goes beyond that. Even it goes to the point of, if you create what you're doing, if you established it in a way that is broadly representative of the whole of the community,
right.
then you stand a chance. You increase the probability that that thing can be sustainable beyond me being there, or
Right.
beyond beyond just a common group of people who all think alike. So that thing is still going, and that's been 10 years at least ago. And so that's how it survived, is because it got changed from a task force to actually seeding that thing and actually establishing it. So the lesson that I took from that is that if I want to do something that is long term and lasting, you're going to have to bring in people who disagree with you
Oh yeah.
completely. I mean, completely opposites in ways of thinking. And if you don't, then you become an echo chamber that just repeats the same stuff over and over. You have gatekeepers that say you can't say that, you can't say this, and you shouldn't do that, and you shouldn't do this, and then before long, you end up with one echo chamber here and one echo chamber here, and neither one of them can figure out how to get out of that and talk to each other.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, I do need to run. It is now 10 minutes till 7 Eastern.
Okay.
And Junia and everybody, Junia, thank you for dropping in and saying hi and telling us about your grandma and grandpa, and and everyone else who is watching. I don't know who you are. I appreciate you being there. I know we have some drive-by people watching too. They'll drive by and go, "Look at that."
Oh,
They won't land on it, but they'll go, "Oh, look at that."
oh, it may be curiosity, and then they may come to check you out some more.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Just hang around. We'll all be checked out.
There you go.
We may not even talk about stuff you think we ought to be talking about. As a matter of fact, we likely will not be.
Yeah.
Have a great evening, everyone. A great weekend too, and I do appreciate you and thank you so much. And hey, talk to you.